All right, so your underlying energy, guys, is the Seven of Cups. So yeah, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options, but there's uncertainty here. Okay, and I could see this already when I was pulling the cards. It's looking like there's some uncertainty of where the destination or where everything's going to go. There's great offers and wonderful opportunities ahead, but what really is going to lead you to where you want, Virgo, right? So underneath here, it has a lot to do with the Knight of Swords. So this could be that you're dating a Gemini, you're dealing with a Gemini right now, or that you are dealing with someone that's potentially very impulsive, a bit immature on how they handle certain things. But it could be someone that's super combative around you right now too. Someone that's not, a bit combative in regards to how to communicate. But this is always someone that's also very impulsive, especially when it comes to making decisions. Someone's quick to make a decision because they don't want to sit there and wait forever. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is coming up for you guys in your current state of being. So right now, it looks like your situation is very solid. It's very solid. You guys are identifying as very confident in yourselves, very grounded, work very diligently. You guys could be dealing with somebody else as a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but they are very, they could, if they're not any of those signs, it could be that they're very focused on the practical, they're very grounded, they're very nurturing in a lot of ways, and they're just very, they're very stable in themselves, and they're very committed. They're also very independent, this person. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles is very, very independent. Now, the destination of which the real, the love life potentially wants to take is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, relationship or a single life, for those of you that are single, this could be that there is a certain, avenue in which, it's desired to be in, and it's the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes, for some of you guys, it could be that it's one to reconnect with an ex. All right, Virgo. So some of you guys it could be that it's wanting to start something fresh and something new within a current relationship. Okay, starting something, having this opportunity, a new opportunity here to start something new, right? Start something new or take advantage of the opportunities that are coming this way. The thing is, the reason why you're not able to do this Wheel of Fortune is that there isn't really much of a future to even be seen, right? Because that's exactly what we were talking about with the Seven of Cups, right? Like, there's so many opportunities, so many wonderful options, but which one truly leads to where you want to lead? Because right now, there is not really, you're not able to see the future with this relationship. You're not able to see where either of this, what planning for the future will do, what future even you and this potential person has here. All right. And again, I don't think this is your fault. Nothing is blamed on you guys, really. This is just like saying, like, pretty much, you guys are having a hard time figuring out if this relationship is actually going to get to where you want to be. Long-term commitment, stability. You want a relationship that lasts. Nothing that's like, quick and fast and hurry. No, you don't want anything that doesn't stand the test of time. And I feel like with this Three of Pentacles coming up here as the reason why you can't start over, it's potentially because you don't see a future happening with a person, or you don't see what the future has. You don't see a future at all in which to plan for. This could be that they're focusing on the Two of Pentacles, right? There's a focus on the Two of Pentacles. There's a focus in regards to practical stuff. There's also a focus on, something that isn't really as important as the not necessarily important, because this is weighing the pros and cons. There's a lot of juggling, and I feel like there is this, I don't think it's a third party situation. Okay, don't think that at all. But I mean, this could be that there could be somebody that's weighing the pros and cons, right? There is no future that's being seen, that's able to be seen here in a relationship. I'm not saying that you don't see it, I'm not saying the other person see it, but that's just the facts of the situation. And with the Two of Pentacles coming up, it's almost like there's a lot of weighing of the options, weighing of pros and cons. So there could be a third party situation, but I don't think so. But the Seven of Cups could indicate that there is more than one person to pick from. Maybe there's two people in your life, right? Or there's another person that's picking someone else in your current situation. Either way, there's a lot of weighing of the options, but nobody's looking at their emotions here, because the emotional aspect is what's going to help weigh out the pros and cons, or weigh out the decision this Two of Pentacles is making. So with that being said, because of there being a juggling, or there's none, it's pretty much trying to juggle the situation and looking at a situation or being distracted by something other than the emotions, it can be very hard to see a future with an individual if there's only a focus on the practical. Now, with that being said, the best path to follow is the Eight of Swords. So that I get this feeling for some of you guys out there, or even in your relationships, you could be dealing with a situation where it feels like there's not a lot that can be done. You know, there's no options, there's no way out, there's no way forward with the situation. For some of you guys, it may feel like the past is the past and that's it, and you can't really make a move forward, right? You just feel like honestly the swords are in front of you rather than behind you. But in this card, right, as you see, the swords are behind this individual. The person can walk forward, they can leave, they can be set free. They don't have to worry about being, you know, sliced and diced because they walk into some swords. But they don't trust themselves, they don't trust their intuition, and they definitely can't see what's ahead of them because their thoughts are overwhelming. So I feel like right now with the situation, there is a way forward, there is an opportunity to start something new, but it has to be that there's got to be trust in the self, right? Releasing of doubts, releasing of fears, whatever's holding this, you know, whatever is holding you back, or whatever situation may be deterring you from being able to make the steps forward, right? But there's a lot of getting outside of your head, like looking at what's actually happening, because what's actually happening is that there is some emotions going on, there's some feelings, there's some definite feelings going on here, but you're looking at there's a lot of focusing on the real stuff, what's really happening, what's physically happening, and that may not help you figure out what to do next in regards to building a relationship with somebody that's from the past. Now, the reason why I am definitely stressing that there's something going on emotionally is because in your emotions you do have the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is talking about being in love, knowing what you want, knowing what you're being very focused on what it is that makes you happy, right? And I feel like the person that you're wanting to reconnect with, or this person that you're having a hard time seeing a future with, is the person that does make you happy. This is your ideal person. This is someone that at least brings out the emotional aspect out of you. It brings out this romance. So the Knight of Cups in the emotions does indicate this feeling of love, this feeling of so some heavy emotions. But most importantly, it's this desire. Okay, this is a desire of what this want is, and there's a cup of love here that's that's either for someone from the past, someone that you already know, but this could be somebody that is a friend that potentially wants to be in a more long-term relationship. However, you may feel like this person may be emotionally unstable as well. They may feel like considering that this is in the feelings, it could be that the situation is calling that there is someone that's emotionally flip-floppy. Emotionally, someone that feels one way one minute and then feels something else the next, right? It's kind of like, whoa, where did that come from? I have no sort of idea of what the hell's going on, which can make sense why there's a lot of leaning onto the practical and stuff and not looking at the emotions, because if somebody's kind of flipping out all the time and not really being stable in their emotions, it can make it very hard for there to be some sort of planning for the future of any kind. So with that being said, you guys have the Page of Wands in your hopes and fears. You want something to start anew, something again, a new beginning. Honestly, you guys could honestly want to flirt, or you guys want to get back together with somebody. And start slow, start something small, nothing huge, nothing big, but something that's fun, something that brings a lot of passion into the relationship. It's a little cloudy day, so that's probably why the room looks a little dark, guys. But I do feel like this is a desire to just be more passionate. Most importantly, these two, they can go pretty well together. I like this energy together, and I really think that with this happening, with these two coming up, I do get this feeling that you just want to purge, just want to you just want to feel something. Okay, so in regards to all that, let's go ahead and move on to your outcome, which is the Two of Cups. So this is really talking about really reconnecting with somebody, reconnecting, being one with someone. Okay, this is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups talks about, someone that feels the same way as you do, really connecting with one another. And I like this card because it can indicate something of a relationship. It can, but of course, it's just meeting someone. This is like the this is just establishing some sort of connection with one another. Nothing like, it doesn't have to be super romantic. It doesn't have to be platonic either. It could be however this could be the perfect person, right? Perfect partner, perfect coworker, perfect friend, whatever. But the whole situation is this is a reconnection, or this is a connection with someone else. Okay, this is a connection with someone else. This is the Two of Cups. It's not as big as the Lovers, though. All right, Lovers always going to take the cake, but the Two of Cups is really good because it at least means you're getting somewhere, especially with the Wheel of Fortune coming out. Nice. Let's see what the Whispers of Love is saying for this week. All right. Wow, you guys show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you, and that is so true. This is literally what the Page of Wands is talking about. Something small, nothing huge, but something fun, something passionate. And I feel like that Page of Wands is high-fiving that mess. All right, it's high-fiving this card here. I love it. I love it. Do something small. It doesn't have to be big immediately, especially if this is, again, rekindling a relationship. But this is talking about taking it slow, and doing things in the moment, and taking and really focusing on in the moment too. The Eight of Swords can talk about what's in front of me. What about this being in front of you? How about you just walk forward and then deal with it when you run into it? Because if you run into some swords, you're not gonna kill yourself. It's not like video games. So it does talk about just making small steps. And showing small acts of kindness, right? You guys are very good at that. You guys are one of the most helpful and most sweetest people out there, okay? You consider it. You guys remember everybody's little quirks and things that they like, things that they love. Use that to your advantage, Virgo, okay? Use that to your advantage. Wow, okay. Well, you got like a gazillion cards that came out, but I'm going to put some of these back because I'm going to start over because I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's see. For this week. What do you have to say for Virgo for them? Glitz and all that glitters. Glitz and glamour. I don't know why I said that, but all that glitters. This is pretty much the same message with the Seven of Cups. Things are a little bit uncertain right now unless looked at very closely, looked at with both eyes wide open. And I do get this feeling that what's being presented to you can lead to something awesome. It's just that it may need to take a closer look at, as well as, never taking something at face value, right? You want to be authentic when this card comes up. When the All That Glitters card comes up, being authentic to what your true desires are is what's going to help push this relationship forward, or push this, situation forward. Because as long as you're true to yourself, it will be easier to determine whether or not this person is being serious or not, okay? Or this person, to really see what's going on, you have to rock your own truth. And that truth is your own beacon of light in a way, okay? So you got to shine that over whatever's crazy with the Knight of Cups. So if you can do that, the situation here with this Eight of Swords, it will be a lot easier. And you may even feel like you may not even feel trapped in your situation. You may not feel like there's no longer any options, right? You'll most likely feel like you're able to take that step, and you know what's in front of you. You know that whatever happens, you can recover from, okay? And honestly, with the Two of Cups there in your outcome, I really do feel like there is a reconnection. Maybe something small, but it can lead to something really big.